feel like I'm living my life more bare, which feels really vulnerable, but I'm also trying to like be okay with that.
Dove Cameron is opening up about life, music, and her new show. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5, starting with Jason Sudeikis breaking his silence about his split from Olivia Wilde.
In a new cover profile for GQ, Jason Sudeikis actually revealed that he and Olivia had split in November of 2020 and they no longer live in the same house.
They were engaged for 7 years.
He said that he'll have a better understanding of the split in the years to come, and essentially the relationship will go from being a book about his life to a chapter, to a line, to just a word, and then to a doodle.
But he's not blaming himself or Olivia for the breakup.
He said you have to hold yourself accountable for what you do, but then also endeavor to learn something beyond the obvious from it.
And they're committed to co-parenting their kids, Otis and Daisy.
An insider has told People that although the couple has officially moved on from each other, they have transitioned into a co-parenting routine, and the children are the priority and the heart of the family's relationship.
Now onto the posts you've been loving this week. Jada Pinkett Smith's got a bold new look. Her daughter Willow first revealed her mom's freshly shaved head on Instagram, with Jada reposting it and adding her own selfie video to highlight her new do. She struggled with hair loss, and in her caption she said, quote, "Willow made me do it because it was time to let go." Now she's looking forward to turning 50 in September, writing that her next decade is about to be divinely lit. And Tristan Thompson is a proud girl dad as he shared some quality manicure time with his daughter True.
You have money to pay?
No.
No, I just want to be free on the house.
Too cute. And you may have seen football-sized goldfish swimming around social media this week. Well, these images are completely real and were shared by the city of Burnsville, Minnesota to caution residents about releasing their pet goldfish into local lakes. Apparently, the fish grew so large because of the extra space they gained, but free-range goldfish can rob native species of much-needed resources. And here's another animal story you've been following closely on People.com. Meet Hank, a pup whose foster mom penned a hilarious and unique website to find him a home. Titled, "Please Adopt This Hellion." The site explains how Hank knows traditional commands like sit and stay, but also stop chewing on that and get in your bleeping kennel. Hank is described as 54 pounds of unadulterated kinetic energy with eyes like the ocean, and he's neutered to keep others from being, quote, subjected to any of his hellspawn. And for anyone who might be offended by the blunt language, there's a disclaimer explaining that it's all highly exaggerated for comical effect. Because despite its tone, his foster mom's goal is to find Hank his lifetime match. And there's already several adoption applications being reviewed. Go Hank! And if you want to celebrate your own rescue dog, enter to win People's 4th annual World's Cutest Rescue Dog Contest. Submit your pet's photo and tell us how saving your pup has changed your life and theirs. You can win some great prizes, like a custom photo shoot and a feature in People magazine. Submissions are open now through August 11th. Moving on to Prince George, who learned a tough lesson this weekend as his team lost to Italy in the Euro 2020 final. George was there with mom and dad, who comforted him after the match.
Prince George was, as the English would say, gutted, and the look on the little prince's face really caught the internet's attention. There was even a meme that emerged that said, "Everyone in England right now."
But Prince William, who is the president of England's Football Association, took the loss in stride.
Prince William congratulated the Italians on their great victory and told the English team to be proud of what they had achieved.
The next day, William also addressed the online racism directed at 3 English players who missed their penalty kicks.
Prince William released a statement saying he was sickened by the racist abuse. He called it unacceptable, said it must stop now, and called for those responsible to be held accountable.
And in this week's People cover story, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, is opening up about her recent journey to embrace her authentic self at 61.
It's like I've popped out of my own darkness of myself and got out of my own way. I've really become Sarah. Duchess is there and Fergie's there, but you are talking to Sarah. And Sarah is really authentically with you. I don't feel frightened that I'm going off script or that I need a publicist in the room to check I'm okay.
Sarah also reflects on how the memory of her friend Princess Diana never fails to make her smile.
She had the most wonderful infectious giggles. And she had a terrific sense of humour, and the tinkling laughter is something it melts my heart. There is no question that she is still with us. I know that if Diana was here right now, Diana would be really working hard to help more people be inspired, have joy, and to look at life with optimism and hope, and just be themselves.
All right, now let's move on to some screen time. I'm joined now by Dove Cameron. She's starring in the new musical comedy Schmigadoon, which premieres tomorrow on Apple TV+.
Welcome to our little town,
where friends are all you meet.
Must be something they do for tourists.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. The show chronicles the relationship of a backpacking couple, played by Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key. They discover the magical town of Schmigadoon, which is a non-stop 1940s musical.
The corn in the pudding and the pudding in the bowl. You put the bowl in your belly 'cause it's good for the soul.
You play Betsy, one of the town residents, and you're part of an amazing cast of comedic and Broadway legends, like Kristen Chenoweth, Fred Armisen, plus so many others. I imagine filming this show must have been a blast. Who is the one person who is most likely to make everyone break character and laugh while on set?
Oh, Keegan. Keegan easily.
Please do not make me interact with the performers. You know how much I hate the...
It's funny because Alan is somebody who will say something under his breath offhand that is like just ridiculous, makes you break.
Howdy, folks!
But Keegan is screaming at the top of his lungs at like 5 in the morning. Dancing, getting everybody up and moving. He's a legend for a reason, so definitely Keegan, but also close second is Alan.
This show is so witty and fun. I was actually laughing out loud while watching it.
Ladies, can I get a cackle?
When you read the script, what made you say, I have to be a part of this?
In my social circles, people make fun of me for, instead of laughing, I just say, that's funny. Like, I'll say something like, that's really funny. But I was cracking up reading the script. The writing is so intelligent and yet like so surreal. And I knew who was cast at the point when I was reading it, so I could hear it in everybody's voices.
Compared to you, I'm a barefoot mess.
Let's go find your shoes, shall we?
It's a dream project for sure.
In addition to starring in Schmigadoon, you're also very busy creating your own music. Your music video for your collaboration with Rez, Taste of You, came out last month.
What am I supposed to do?
What are 2 ways that you get inspired to create new music?
Well, I'm a word person. In times of intense growth, like falling in love or meeting somebody that's really interesting, doesn't have to be romantic, just like something that's stimulating for my brain, I'm always writing things down, and definitely like change. I feel like I need to constantly be confusing my nervous system with like what's going on in order to stay in like optimal creative zone.
And this music video comes after you candidly opened up about your experience coming out as queer, which you said is about choosing to be who you are every day and not apologizing for who you are. How has your life changed since sharing this message?
I have allowed myself to be more seen and supported and held than I had previously. I've always been exactly the same. Like, I've never pretended to be anything that I wasn't, but through the public acknowledgement of my sexuality, I feel like I'm living my life more bare, which feels really vulnerable, but I'm also trying to like be okay with that.
In Schmigadoon, the main characters find out that they can't leave the town until they find true love.
We can't leave. It's like magic.
So on the theme of love, what are 3 things, and it can be a food, a TV show, a fashion trend, anything, that you are truly loving right now?
I'm loving boba. I'm having a big boba moment. I'm saying it so much that like my phone is like recommending it. Also emerald green. I'm having a real emerald green moment. I'm making this decision to go on a bunch of like adventures this summer, and I'm doing a lot of like spur of the moment decisions and like trying to think less. I'm like just doing a bunch of things that I'm like, if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna pursue it.
The town's motto is, we always strive for peace and happiness. When you need some time off and are looking for a little self-care, what are 4 things that you do to find that peace and happiness?
Definitely stretching. Stretching for me has turned into something that is like almost meditative. I do this thing where I kind of like disappear from like everything that I've been doing. I don't allow anyone to contact me. I stay off of all social media networks. So I try to kind of like tap out of society, kind of. Reading, definitely reading. Singing. Like, I kind of sometimes forget that I'm a singer because it's just something I've always done my whole life. Those all feel like very self-care things for me.
Yeah. What are 5 words to describe your new show, Schmigadoon?
Heartwarming.
You think this is true love?
Campy.
We're smart. We found our way out of IKEA.
Surreal.
He don't bother to get attached.
Oh, you got a private show.
Joyful.
Corn pudding, corn pudding, corn pudding, corn pudding, corn pudding.
And addictive.
Oh, if he wants my pudding, he'll have to marry me.
Dove, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, be sure to watch her new show, Schmigadoon, when it premieres tomorrow on Apple TV+. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.